Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching IAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because another one bites the dust, guys. Okay? It's going to be a familiar theme that you're going to hear a lot more over and over and over again, but another one goes down. Before I get into it, please take a second. Please like the video. Please hit the subscribe button. And today we're going to talk about My Patriot Supply for you guys. Hang on a second. We've heard that retail's doing better and that it's not as bad as we thought. Well, wait a second. It is bad, okay? We just heard that Bed Bath & Beyond is down for the count. And crazy, guys. Just went bankrupt. Look at the boat car coming by us right now. How cool is that? Okay? So, kind of different. Just popped into frame. Kind of fun. Fun way to waste your money. So, yesterday, Bed Bath & Beyond filed for bankruptcy on a Sunday. And I always get a kick out of this. I always get a kick out of big companies that have the ability to have a federal court open and file so that they can, get ahead of the game for the market. But Bed Bath & Beyond is not going to get saved, guys. This is what the game plan is. Read the article below. This place is finished. They're going to liquidate the stores. But what they're doing is they're going to do a Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which is generally reorganization for a company. They're going to reorganize nothing, guys. They're going to sell this place and liquidate it to the moon is what's going to happen. Bed Bath & Beyond, we've all been there. We've all had those great coupons, 20% off. You get them in the mail. And at one point, think about this, guys. You could save those coupons and use them over and over again. And if you were one of those annoying people that would get in line and say, I want to do 12 different transactions, they would let you do that and use those 20% coupons because you can only use one at a time per transaction. Anyways, peak of their sales, guys, $12.7 billion in 2017. But like so many companies, their big problem was venture debt and going out and getting money and having to pay for it over time. And acquisitions and things that they did and different programs finished them, without a doubt. There's also a company tied to them called Bye Bye Baby, which is done too. Down for the count. Now, one thing that's crazy is they got $240 million in debtor in possession financing, and from a place called 6th Street, and they're known for, working with bankrupt companies. That's what they're into, okay? Now, you can sit there and say, how can you borrow money when you're bankrupt? Well, this is how this works, and I also searched out what debtor possession financing is so you guys can use that link below from Investopedia. This is for people in bankruptcy where these people, 6th Street, gets a priority position. They are moved to the front of the line. They get paid first. There is nobody in front of them, basically. Okay, so they get a priority position and they're gonna get their money. And because we're gonna go in there to these stores, the baby store and to Bed Bath & Beyond, we're gonna buy all the tchotchkes, the leftover coffee makers, the blenders, the blankets, the linens, everything that they have are going to be cleaned out. And 6th Street's going to get their money, but this is to help with the liquidation too. So what it's also going to do is it's going to make them not have to deal with the liquidators as fast in doing this. So with that, they're going to be able to get a better deal and keep more of the money in the long run. Kind of funny, kind of interesting. But best year, 2017, did over $12 billion in sales. In 2021, only $7.9 billion in sales. But that's the thing, guys. $8 billion in sales and you guys can't make a profit? That's nuts, guys. They have tried over and over and over again to fix this. And you've seen the stock get manipulated over the course of the last, 6 months. Go up, go down. It has lost 97% of its value right now. So Bed Bath & Beyond is done. There is no saving it. There is no pulling it out of bankruptcy. This is not going to happen. When you read the article below, it makes total sense as to where this is at. The thing that's scary about this is when you read this, you're sitting there going, wait a second, these guys had people in there. They had financing in there, interim financing, and the banks left. They said, this place is doomed. And they left months ago. And the last one was only there 3 months before they bailed. and said, we want nothing to do with this. So retail is finished. The retail landscape, as we know it, is finished. And you guys can sit there and blame Amazon and tell me, Dan, you're just stupid. Nobody wants that experience. It is done. This is going to be worse and worse and worse, but this is the beginning of this. This is not, hey, this is the end of the bankruptcies. No way, no way. Now, Bed Bath & Beyond had a lot of failures too. And a few things that they attributed to it was private labeling, you know, Macy's, you guys seen this, Donald Trump ties, not Ashley Simpson, but Jessica Simpson clothes, things like that that they made an absolute killing on. Bed Bath & Beyond stayed away from. And this is one thing that they thought that killed the company, is that they never had the private labeling. So, interesting. You know, again, it got to the point going into these stores, I don't know when the last time you're in one of those, just really tchotchke stuff. And it was like, well, if I'm gonna buy a coffee maker, I don't want to spend $20 more for it. And that's people's thinking right now. So it's gotta be convenient, it's gotta be money saving for it to work right now, in my opinion. So we're not seeing that right now. So Bed Bath & Beyond is down for the count. This video was gonna get started on this next story, and that was a beloved auto parts store, Connect. Okay, these guys have been in business 75 years. They're finished too, closing their last 8 stores. Okay, 75 years in business. But Kevin Zabato Jr., the CEO of the company, he said the retail landscape has changed dramatically and it's never going to be the same. Now think about this. You would think that people wanting to fix their own stuff, like Home Depot, Lowe's, and fixing your own car, changing your own oil, auto parts and things like that would do fine. No, done, okay? So this place, after 75 years, is completely finished. Now, this retailer did have some issues, and they closed stores in 2017, 2018, before the health crisis, so you can't blame it on that. But what you can blame it on is that people are not purchasing things the way that they used to. Talking to everybody in the auto parts space, auto repair space, have all told me that everybody's putting everything off. They're putting off the oil changes as long as they can. Putting off the maintenance as long as they can. The check engine light comes on, they don't go in for it right away. Put it off, put it off, put it off, as long as you can, okay? It's sad, guys, it's sad. But, you know, when you go on things like Craigslist, you can get guys, hey, I'll do your brakes for $100, I'll do this, I'll do that. There are still guys out there doing things and trying to fix things in the front of their own houses. Then you get places like Sacramento, California, where you're not allowed to work on your car in front of your house. And they have, you know, some cities now have crazy rules. We don't even have the garage door open for an extended period of time because it implies auto repair, which I don't know, you know, how that implies auto repair, but it's kind of funny. We've covered that a few months ago. But it is sad that you're seeing retailers like this. You're seeing different restaurants go out of business. Hunger and Thirst, another TGI Friday competitor, down for the count. They're done. Going to be done within a month. You know, and that's the thing. Fast casual. It used to be tiered restaurants. You know, you have fast food, then you got the fast casual, and then you got the nicer stuff above that. And the fast casuals are taking a hit. You know, when you sit there and you think about Applebee's and you think about places like that, you know, TGI Fridays, for instance, it's just getting worse and worse and worse for these people. It really is. And oh, by the way, you guys like the shirt somebody sent me? It's all oranges. Oh, isn't that great? It's funny. I get these tailored. They come in. If you ever want to send anything, send the P.O. boxes below. But kind of a large, you know, and then if you get me an extra large and it's too big, I just take it to the tailor and he fits it and makes it look just like an orange dream. Look at that. Oranges. Isn't that nice? So, Stan Chich's restaurant and pizzeria, they're in Jersey. Been there for like 50 years. They're down too, you know? You're going to see more and more of this in the coming months and in the coming years. This is not going to play itself out. But here's the question for you, and this goes into the next story, is what do you do with these empty retail locations? Oh, Dan, a new business will move in there. A new auto parts store will move in there. No, they won't. What's going to go back into Bed Bath & Beyond? The one in Irvine, California is vacant, okay? It's got paper on the window. It's been closed now for about 90 days, and it's done, guys. So when do you sit there and when do you go, enough is enough? I can't, you know, I have to accept the fact that retail's bad. That boat right there's got a cable that's hitting against the mast. That's what that sound is. So, anyways, just down for the count. Walmart, think about this, because this is shocking. Oh, I heard they closed 5 Walmart stores. No, in 2023, they closed 22 Walmarts already. And talking to the CEO and everything is, yes, we have 5,000 stores, but we're getting rid of the underperforming stores. The main reason underperforming is crime at these stores, guys. Okay? It's not a free-for-all. It's not the, you know, the robbery bin, okay? Everything right now is, you know, has to be looked in a realistic way. And you can sit there and tell me that, Dan, you're a doom and gloomer. This is ridiculous, guys. All these news stories, everything that you guys send me, this is crazy stuff. The regional stuff that I just mentioned right there, I can't find that stuff unless somebody lives there, unless somebody's eating at Hunger and Thirst. And they're like, wow, this restaurant we've eaten at since I was a kid is done. Okay, that's what you guys should be concerned about right now. Really put your, you know, put your plan together for your business. When I was in my 20s, okay, and I've had business failures and I've gone down for the count and everything like that, but I had a man tell me something that didn't make any sense to me until I got older, okay, and that was, hey, you know what you got to do? You got to watch your fixed costs. You got to make sure that you don't have a lot of expenses. The guy was an architect who didn't have an office, and I thought, wow, what a loser. Who would hire this guy that doesn't have an office? And, oh, I've got associates. This was working remotely before working remotely was even a word, okay? And this guy showed me and told me how you don't have any bills. And I'll never forget, he wrote down a piece of paper, he goes, want to see everything we owe? I can put this for you. And his wife kind of snickered because he's obviously done this before, and he pulls out, and it had one word on it, it said house. It was the only thing I owe anybody is this house that you're sitting in right now. Oh, okay. Don't have debt, Dan. Don't have big lease payments, mortgage payments, car payments. Oh, whatever. Want a nice car. Want a nice house. Okay, fool. Lish. Dan. Okay? So, lesson learned, guys. But these companies that carry debt, and you've seen this time and again, you've seen so many people go and merge with other companies, and they're just, you know, the banks get rich and the stores get screwed. You know, and think about this. How many times you've seen like burger places and, go out and they get purchased and then they change the recipe, they change the quality of the meat. You know, happens all the time, guys. So we're going to see more of this right now. But 22 stores. The Honolulu, Hawaii store for Walmart is closing. Now, you know, if you've ever been to Hawaii, it's busy. But one thing a lot of people do is you go there and you're like, oh man, I need clothes, or oh, I forgot to bring this. Let's go to the store. Let's go to Walmart. Honolulu, okay? Honolulu is like LA. I think it sucks myself. I think it's miserable because it's such a big city and it's not like a beach community. That's just my opinion. But it's a metropolis. It's not the beach. So if that can't survive, nothing's going to survive there. So that's the warning. And the warning with all this is that we haven't seen anything yet when it comes to these retailers. But Bed Bath & Beyond going down for the count, this is serious. And they did this before the market opened so that, you know, when it collapses to zero, okay, you guys will be ready. But you can sit there and go, wow, this company lended them $240 million. How stupid is that? No, they're going to get all their money and then some. I sued someone once, and it was great. It was such a satisfying experience beating these people that did something heinous to me. And I can tell you the story sometime. But one thing that we did to them was, because of the program that they set us up in, we kind of forced the bankruptcy of the company. And it was beautiful. It was absolutely fantastic. And they're like, well, you're never going to get your money. And I had advice from a good bankruptcy attorney. He says, oh yeah, you're going to get your money. They're going to pay you. It's going to take a long time, but you're a young guy. You'll get your money. Don't worry. And I did. And these people that gave, you know, debtor in possession financing, they're going to get their money. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far. But, you know, who's next? Who's going to go down next? That's what I want to know. Share your thoughts on that one, because everybody writes me and they either say, things are great. I had some guy send me pictures of medieval times. Look, everything's sold out. I went to a restaurant beforehand and drinks are $20 and everybody's lined up. Yeah, I was in Vegas twice in the last month. And it was packed, guys. It was packed. People barring to the hilt to go out to dinner. Yeah, it's great. Using the credit cards, fantastic. Okay? Okay? It's insane. But to sit there and compare everything to that you think things are good right now, you're kidding yourself. Ask the waiters and waitresses how people are tipping. Ask them how they're ordering. I was at a restaurant last night and talking to the waitress that says, people aren't buying drinks. Can we have 2 waters, please? You want to see the wine list? No, absolutely not. Okay? We're going to split a meal. Okay? Oh, you're just old, Dan. That's why. No, guys. It's not that. Okay? I am old. And look, I have an orange shirt. Isn't that awesome? Oh, I love that. Anyways, okay? Let me know what you're thinking so far. Let's talk about My Patriot Supply. Think about this, guys. If you believe the stories that China is hoarding food and that we're going to have food shortages, you need to be concerned. And what you can do is you can get yourself food storage from My Patriot Supply. Use the link Food with Dan. The link is below, and you can save a tremendous amount of money in getting yourself food storage. They have things from just a few days to weeks to months. And if you buy a 3-month supply, they will give you a free water filtration system as well. But use the link below, guys. I've tried the food. The food is great. And it stores for years so that if something goes down and something is amiss in the world, we're going to be able to have food. And you need to protect your family. You take this seriously and look at this. But go to foodwithdan.com. Get yourself the savings that we set up and My Patriot Supply. Check it out today, guys. I think you'll really be happy with it. But go to foodwithdan.com to take a look at the savings. You know, when I was in my 20s and I would hear people talk about Social Security and retirement, man, oh man, did it seem like 150 years away. It's like, you look at somebody 40 and they're, wow, that guy's old, you know? And then it's 35 and it doesn't seem so old. You get to 40 and wow, you feel young, you know? And as I approach retirement, man, I can't tell you how many times I sit down and talk about people. Retirement age, by the way. I think I'm going to work till I drop, but that's just me. Mecklenburg County in back east in North Carolina. Think about this one. These people that were working for the county, getting their pension, 396 people just got a letter saying, oh, by the way, we're not going to make supplemental payments to your family member's insurance. Mike Plummer was a sheriff there. Mike Plummer is in the article below saying, hey, listen, I went to work as a cop so that I could get these benefits. I didn't do it to get rich, but I did it for the benefits. Now that you're not going to pay the insurance for family members, this is catastrophic. But once again, guys, check your benefits. If you think that these people are just going to willy-nilly send you a check forever, you are kidding yourself. As of June 1st, they're not going to make these insurance payments anymore, which has got to have you freaked out. You've got to realistically look at your pension, look at where you're getting money. And I have had so many people that, oh, I'm getting it forever. They'll never go bankrupt. CalPERS is never going to go bankrupt. Sure, CalPERS does more risky investments. And a year and a half ago, we talked about this. We talked about how CalPERS wanted to, the board voted to do more risky investments. Okay, I wonder how that's working out right now with everything that's going on. It's got to be catastrophic. But people don't care. People just want that check every month, you know, auto deposit, not think about it. These people in Mecklenburg County, they're done, okay? Because, hey, go make your own insurance payments right now. What would that be? Now, let me explain to you. My late girlfriend who had stage 4 cancer for, you know, ever, and what her insurance was, $1,500 a month for that insurance, okay? As a single woman, crazy, guys, okay? What do you think these people are about to experience, okay? Bankruptcy, that's what they're gonna experience. So, Okay, so look at your benefits, make sure they're good. Guy named Ryan Everson, here's another one. You know, single dad, and he was behind in his child support payments. So what did they do? They locked him up, put him in jail because he didn't pay his child support. Child support payments were $50 a month. He didn't have a job, had no way of doing this, but they put him in jail, and he's dead now. He's dead in jail now. Now, is that terrible? Now, I know there's people out there that are deadbeats, that don't pay their child support, and I have the most wild story when I had my company and I had employees, and we had certain positions where we would have store reps, and I had a guy come work for me, and we used, you know, payroll services to cut checks, and I get a call from the local, you know, child support division. Does this person work for you? Yeah. Does he have a check coming? Yeah, we want it. We're gonna send a rep over. I'm like, who are you? What are you talking about? They sent people with, you know, with serious documentation to the office to get this guy's check. And if he comes in, we want you to tell us. They were gonna arrest this guy at this point. But this guy owned like almost 60, he owed almost 60 grand in child support. So he was in the system. But a guy that owes 50 bucks a month, throwing that guy in instead of getting him some type of rehab, getting him a job. He had issues, personal issues, probably personal demons too, if you know what I mean. But now he's dead. So they showed him, showed his kids too. You know, it's awful, guys. That's awful, okay? So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys, because, you know, people go broke. It happens, okay? And Bed Bath & Beyond, are they a bunch of criminals? They should lock everybody up at Bed Bath & Beyond? Okay. Well, it's different, Dan. It's children are involved. Okay. You're right. Okay. Share anything you want about this one. In keeping with our theme that everything's wonderful and there isn't a care in the world, let's go to Whole Foods. Whole Foods, the corporate offices side of Whole Foods. Okay. And by the way, they're an Amazon company. They just announced that they're going to have hundreds of layoffs in the corporate division. Okay, nobody in the stores right now. I've already done that. But they're just going to get rid of people that are going to be reshuffled. And people's job requirements are going to increase as a result of these cutbacks. Okay, streamline, efficiency, getting rid of corporate waste. Now, what I love about things like this is when they say, we're gonna talk to managers and have them make recommendations. If you don't like your manager, okay, I always say HR person, but somebody in HR corrected me and says the manager's the one that hires and is the one responsible for promotions. Okay, they're also responsible for when they hate Vicky, who, you know, dates a lot of guys and is fun and has good times on the weekends and is out living her life, and, you know, the HR manager is a shrew at home. Vicky's done. Vicky's done. People are spiteful and horrible during times like this. So even at places like Whole Foods, you're going to see things like this. So I love the stories that you guys send us about, you know, past jobs and different experiences with these people that come out and just, managers are just horrible people, social misfits, you know. Had dinner with a woman this last week telling me about all the people that hit on her at work and how awful it's been since she was a kid. And, you know, how, wow, she wished she was in her 20s now because these people would be done and all get fired now because it's a different world. So it goes both ways. Lyft, okay, the ride-sharing company. Think about this. They're getting rid of almost 12% of their workforce. Okay, and you can think, well, how do they get rid of the drivers? The drivers aren't going anywhere. It's the corporate side of it as well, because they're streamlining, cutting things back to make them more efficient, to make money. But 1,200 people at Lyft are going to lose their jobs. 1,200. Okay, so if that doesn't, you know, make you think about this, once again, it's not just a big party out there. Everything is a concern, and every company that has any sense sees the writing on the wall. Whole Foods is not stupid. I love Whole Foods, okay? But you shut down a San Francisco store because of crime, because it's just not, you know, people walking and stealing anything they can get their hands on is nuts. Lyft knows that people are not using the rideshare program enough. Why? Why are they not using that? Were they walking more? No, they're not traveling like they used to. That's what we're experiencing right now. We're experiencing less travel, less people moving about, and just how it is. Whenever I hop into a Lyft or an Uber with anybody, I'm always asking the driver, look at the number of rides they had, how long they've done it, and they all tell me the same thing, that it's become more and more challenging, and as the world gets worse, they have more competition for themselves, because you lose your job. Why don't you go drive for Uber? Why don't you go do Uber Eats? Deliver food, deliver that stuff. That's what's happening more and more of, okay? South Korea, this is crazy. South Korea is paying people in their 20s to leave the house, incentivizing them to not sit there on their phones and they're playing games, but to move their life forward. When does that come here, guys? Seriously. If you don't think that could come here because of the Gen Zers that don't want to do anything and don't want to listen to you and I because we're old fat cows, you know what I mean? And they know everything. It's crazy, okay? So, paying people to leave the house. Nuts, guys. What we're living through is history, guys. This is going to be defined 10 years from now. We're going to look back at this time through the health crisis and through how business was destroyed during this time, how inflation killed things, how you're seeing that the money supply exponentially growing made things cost more than ever in our lifetimes. And if you believe the economics of all this, we haven't seen the end of that either. I'm going to finish this video with these last few stories. And when I was a kid and the presidential election would come around every 4 years, it seemed like someone would be president, and then all of a sudden, about a year before the election, you'd hear about it again. Now it's 24/7, and it's never ending. But presidential candidates now are talking about their idea to ban central bank digital dollars. So it's going to be interesting to see if that in fact happens. So, you know, we'll see. CEO of Google made $200 million, mostly on stock options as they let people go. But again, the idea with this is that, what a sweet deal, man. Owning a public company and getting paid all that stock. So, amazing. The final thing is, remember, you know, Sir Richard Branson went down for the count and went bankrupt with his Virgin Space, which is ridiculous. But there's a new company out there that will take you to space for $132,000. So, Safalto, it's a French company, and they will take you to the outer limits of space in a hot air balloon. That sounds safe, doesn't it? Okay, sign me up for that. Safalto, French. Okay, anyways, preposterous. But I want to know, if anybody knows what happened with those deposits that Richard Branson took on that space trip, share your thoughts on that one, man, because Safalto, 2025, guys, you can go to the outer limits of space in a balloon, okay? We're falling, we're falling. Anyways, please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and take a look at foodwithdan.com. And if you want to send me anything, remember, it is hello@IAllegedly.com. And we have an email going out this week, so sign up for the email list, guys. I appreciate everything you're sending me. The shirts are awesome, guys, okay? They're just solid gold. So, thank you, okay, one and all. And the address is below if you guys want to do anything wacky like that. I will see you guys very soon.